Hello, friends, and welcome to
What?
Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Aubriana, a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom who does content creation on the side.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm 21, and my favorite flavor of popsicle is...
And I'm Danny. I'm 33. I'm a refrigeration technician during the day and a father by night, and I'm also married to this beautiful woman right here.
Hi, I'm Alston. I'm 25. And I work overnights at a factory, and it's pretty boring. And I have 2 dogs and a wife. And speaking of...
My name is Becca, and I am his wife, and I'm 33, and I also work at a factory on overnights, and I am here every weekend.
We're all here every weekend.
Before we get this started, can I just say, you guys, January is officially over. It is finally February. Only 47 months to go. Only. We are from a small town in Upper Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, not the Mitten. This guy, up here.
Yes.
A lot of people forget us. We get left off of maps, you guys.
People think we're part of Wisconsin.
Or Canada. I would gladly be part of Canada,
Me
though.
too. Yeah, eh?
We're starting a podcast because we are a bunch of...
hooligans.
Yeah.
Bored. What else? What is it?
It is really boring up here,
What
though.
else is there?
We're a bunch of bored Upper Michigan youpers.
We do have the best
City.
lake, though, out of the Great Lakes. We have the best one. And the best beaches.
We have the
Love.
biggest body of fresh water
The
In the
biggest.
world.
in the world.
The biggest.
The deepest.
So yeah, we live in a very small town. We all grew up here. We all were born and raised here. I moved away to Chicago for 9 years, and then I moved back up here when my dad started having some issues. That's why I wasn't here for the teasers. Living down there, people couldn't grasp the concept of like how small of a town that we live in. To give you guys a slight idea of it, if we want to go to Target, we have to drive 2 hours.
Or Costco.
If we wanna go to-
Starbucks.
Yeah, Costco's probably 4 hours, and that's probably in Wisconsin. Going to Green Bay, Wisconsin is easier and quicker. It's 4 hours. Going to Detroit, Michigan is 12 from where we live. So we live in a very weird part of Michigan compared to like, most people think Michigan, they think Detroit. We are nowhere near Detroit. It's very interesting when we try to explain to people like, where do you get your clothes from?
We order online.
Yeah, we either have to order online or we have travel or go to Walmart. Walmart is our only big store that we have. We literally do not have any other clothing stores anymore unless you want to go to Tractor Supply.
We have Maurice's.
Yeah, we have like a Maurice's, but that's women's clothing only.
And there's a lot of thrifting.
It's pretty much sports stores or Walmart. Especially, this is mainly the young people that live up here are either going to college or were like born up here like us, but we don't hang out with most of them.
We're at that weird age where, like, in the middle, we're not that young and we're not too old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're 21, so
I mean, yeah,
you
I'm
know
really
what it
young.
is.
I'm 21. You guys are, like, at that awkward age.
Yeah,
I'm really young.
we're at that really awkward over 21 age that only we know, not
I can
Jason.
finally drink.
There's about like 35 to 38,000 people that live like in the county. There's really not much to do. Jason and I actually have been friends since middle school, which doesn't seem that far because, you know, he's 21. But when we were kids, we used to literally go to hang out at Taco Bell and Walmart because there's not much to do. There's only about like,
Also Shopco.
oh yeah, there used to be a Shopco up here, but those are all closed now.
One of them is a storage place now.
Yeah,
One
one's
of
a,
them's a church.
Oh yeah, the other
God.
one's a church.
yeah, one is a storage place now, one is a church. So that just shows most things, if they close, turn into a church or a bar.
Cheers.
Very diverse.
Very
I can
diverse.
finally legally drink at those bars.
There's only one movie theater up here, and we only get, I think, 4 movies, 5 movies. We have a mall, but it only has about like 5 running stores.
One of them is the movie theater.
One is the movie theater. Yeah, I do.
We have like
$17
literally.
I do think that we definitely are. We have a little bit too many Dollar Generals.
That's what something's going on. That's weird.
They are taking over our towns. We have about 5 now. in the vicinity of like maybe like what 10 miles.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
God bless the corporations.
One of the big things up here, though, since there isn't a lot of like things to go like spend money on or like go shopping or go like get physical things, a lot of people do outdoor things. We do get a lot of tourism up here. That's what most people come up here to do. Right now we're in the dead of winter, and our
Lots
winter,
of snowmobilers.
yeah, we get a lot of snowmobilers.
Skiers, snowboarders.
Our snowbanks right now, we drive a Honda Passport, and when we're driving around town, the snowbanks are taller than our car. So that's like the type of snow we deal with. Today was one of the first days that we had the sun,
Yeah.
I think, in a while.
Everybody up here is prescribed vitamin D.
Amen.
Or an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Or both.
My medication that I take is literally for seasonal depression, but I take it all year round.
Because there's no seasons.
Yeah,
there's two.
We pretty much have 2 seasons. Our spring is very short, our summer is very short, and fall is short, and then winter is our longest.
Like
Feels that way.
6 to 8 months.
People hunt a lot up here. People go fishing a lot up here, biking, hiking.
Lots of
like-
nature stuff.
Yeah, anything naturey, people are going to be up here to do it.
There's a lot of water activities to do as well as winter
One of
ice
them.
activities.
We also have the, what boat was that? That sank
Oh,
up
the
here?
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
There's a song. It's pretty popular.
It's gross.
If you know, you know.
Not my vibe.
We also ice fish, which surprisingly, I was live on TikTok before Christmas and I had said that my husband went ice fishing, and the amount of comments I got asking me what ice fishing is. Coming from somebody who was born and raised here, it threw me off a little bit, but then I remembered that not everyone has snow in winter. Ice fishing is essentially our lakes freeze over because it's so cold, and then you dig a hole using an auger in the ice and drop a pole.
Those are like the little pickaxe things, right?
No.
Oh, what the hell's an auger?
It's a machine.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
like
you got-
a spiral like metal
Yeah.
thing.
It's
and
a
I don't-
drill.
I obviously don't ice fish. Fish terrify me.
In winter, he goes ice fishing. I would like to go at least a couple times, but it's kind of boring because you're not guaranteed to catch a fish. So I hibernate in my house with a good book or a puzzle and a good show and some good food. Because I don't willingly choose to freeze.
Our summers are beautiful. We have amazing beaches, and I heard in another podcast that someone didn't know there was beaches around lakes.
We have the most beautiful beaches in the UP.
What she said.
Stunning. Also, the water doesn't look like water.
And
It looks blue like it's supposed to.
It's clean.
We could drink it.
and you can go rock picking, which is fun.
Oh, agates.
Yes, we have lots of agates. They're beautiful. I'm not a rock picker, but
You don't have the patience.
no, I just want to tan on the beach.
What?
So you guys, in case you didn't know, these are the friends I talk about coming over every week that you guys say shouldn't come to my house. Somebody actually warned them not to come to my house because it's so messy, but
And
they
to-
all show up every Saturday.
so those people can off.
What if I'm obligated because I'm your brother?
Yeah, he's obligated by blood. This is my brother. This is my husband. This is my brother's wife. This is Jason.
And who is about to be her stepmom, evil stepmother.
That is one thing about up here too, is it's so small that like most people
Are related.
are related. It's so small that like most people have like broken up with somebody and then like they date somebody's ex. Like it's very messy up here.
A lot of people
Hey, microphone.
suffer from culture shock up here. I think it's just so secluded. Because a lot of people, they just get like so comfortable up here. They feel no need to leave because it is kind of easy up here compared to other areas. I mean, obviously winters are hard and summers are kind of mellow. They're actually, which is strange. They call it the Uper trap.
But crazily enough, it's just as expensive as the city, if not more expensive.
I think it's
Yeah,
because there's
no,
not a
they're
lot
good.
of high-paying opportunities for jobs up here.
Because there's not much, so...
So it's hard as up in this. That's what I'm sure everybody in small town. You got to know somebody to get a good job. You
Yeah.
can't, and a lot of
Yep.
people struggle with that.
Or
It's-
be there for like.
It's not,
3
it's not
years.
just run out and get a job. It's you literally have to know somebody to get a job.
Literally been struggling with that for the past almost year.
No,
Or you get stuck working for a corporation.
or that, yeah.
Or a factory.
Because
Yeah.
that's all there is around them. Right?
Cindy, go to your bed.
Maya's laying.
17. Just kidding.
You guys, we have 2 dogs, and I swear next time we do this podcast next weekend, we're gonna keep a tally on how many times we say Cindy, because she doesn't listen, especially when we have people over.
Oh, look at her. Get down,
Go
Cindy.
to your bed.
Can't believe you brought coffee beer to my house.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
What?
I can't believe you brought coffee beer to my house.
I'm gay. I'm allowed.
How could you?
So speaking of living in a small town, our hangout spot as kids and like teenagers, mostly teenagers, was Walmart.
Or Burger King.
I remember, well, that was like,
Taco Bell.
if you didn't have a car, it was Burger King. If you had a car,
Yeah.
it was Walmart.
I had a car. Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember though, like, I was the golden child growing up. I mean, as a kid, like, mom gave me so much. Like, my leash was so freaking long. I got a car when I was 16 because of my dad. My dad was very adamant on us knowing how to drive.
We have different dads.
Yes. So my dad pushed for me and my older brother to get our licenses, and he bought us our first cars. Yeah, I know, I'm spoiled. Apparently that's a bad thing for
Same
your
for me,
parents
though.
to buy you your first car at
My
16.
dad got me my first car too.
The amount of comments I see online that are like, "Oh, my dad didn't buy me my first car." Like, who cares?
Like,
I do everything else on my own now.
Yeah, my uncle gave me money for graduation. That's how I bought my first car.
The little blue one.
Yeah, my little Aveo that I had. He gave me $5,000 and I dropped that on a car.
It was teeny and tiny and cute.
It was. Got me
Lot
to
of
New-
shit.
it got me to Chicago multiple times. It got me to New York and back.
My car that my dad bought for me at 16 drove me and him to Washington from Michigan. 32-hour drive and home.
Yeah.
And then it crapped out.
Yeah, and then he replaced it with water because it was summer. So he replaced my coolant with water. And then we broke up. And so I never replaced it with coolant again. And it froze my engine.
The old
You're just a
Swaparoo.
girl.
I'm just a girl.
When I got my first car, the brakes went on it right away. I almost crashed.
I was there.
I had to just slam on the brakes, put it in park. Wait, yeah, slam on the brakes when the brakes are gone. Yeah,
You tried
slam it
to.
in park.
My brakes went out on my car. It was a blue Chrysler Concorde.
We all love blue.
And my brake line busted. Mom thinks that I'm at my friend's grandma's house. She had to be in. She had a curfew of 9 o'clock. So she's like,
Some
my mom
So early.
goes to sleep thinking, oh, she's at her friend's grandma's, and I'm in a bush,
Drunk or sober?
drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just had to clarify that.
One time we went out to a bush party, and I parked, and we were there. I mean, we used to be there till 7 in the morning. But I used to sit out there till 7 in the morning till my friend sobered up. And I remember one time I backed out of where I parked, and I apparently parked over a stump, and I ripped my whole front bumper off.
I did a hit and run once.
I did too! I backed into the neighbor's car!
That's what he did.
And then I went to her place so we could go hang out at Walmart. Double.
Oh my goodness, these are wild.
Full circle,
Loved
guys.
it.
See how small of a town we live in.
The next day they had a new car.
Of course.
Wow, must be nice.
Damn, how hard did you hit?
There was no marks. The other thing is, I backed into their car because you remember it was in the winter, so mom and dad
She
used
totaled
to park, and then there was the snowbank. But I used to park in
Yeah.
front of the snowbank,
Right.
and I backed up and I hit their car, and then I left and I went to Walmart, and my dad was like, "Why is there a dent in your bumper?" I checked their car; there was no marks, but there was a dent in my bumper, and he goes, "Why is there a dent?" And I'm like, "Oh, I backed into a snowbank." And that was a story I lived with for... I don't even think my dad knows I hit a car still.
Until now. Until this podcast.
My car was not damaged, but
He's-
the other car was just literally
You.
but I was good because it was the way they were parked on the other side of the road. It was illegally parked,
Yeah.
what way it was facing, so I got away with it.
I'm just a girl.
The amount of accidents I got into with that purple car is crazy. I remember driving down our street and this guy stopped in front of me and I'm like, okay, he's turning somewhere. And then his reverse lights pop on. And I'm like, wait, what? And I didn't honk. I didn't do anything. I just sat there. And he just backed into me. And then I got sideswiped. My blue car, it had damage to it.
Oh.
I got sideswiped by a U-Haul in that car in the Walmart parking lot.
Things at Walmart. Don't go to Walmart.
They are not a sponsor.
They're
They're just the only store we have.
Yes.
That purple car took so much damage. I got that purple car from a dealer and they're like, hey, the radio doesn't work. And I'm like, all right. So I had a Bluetooth speaker in there for months. And my ex was like, let me just pull your radio out. The thing wasn't plugged in. I went without a radio for months. And back then, this was like the radios. You needed the cassette tape with the,
Yeah.
like that was my
honey,
aux
the
cord.
cord. What year was your car? Mine was 89.
99.
Ooh.
well, new.
Twins.
It was
89
a nice car.
Oldsmobile
was.
4-door,
I remember
light
stepping
blue.
in it.
Mine
and
was
just
a
having to step on all
2004.
the fast food.
It was? That was like
that's
almost
Newer.
new.
I'm pretty sure it was a 2004.
Mine was
Because we graduated in 99.
89
89.
Ford F-150. Larry.
89.
Mine was a 99 Dodge
okay.
Stratus purple.
You
dark
have a
purple.
Honda
Her name was
Passport now.
Petunia.
Mine was Bessie.
I don't remember what my blue car's name was.
But then I got, after the purple
I
car,
literally can't remember.
Was that one Dominique?
I think my car's name was Dominique.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
funny.
so funny.
She's literally told me for years that she cannot remember
It's
that.
because
Yeah.
I thought that was your
Yeah,
French
your
name in
Yeah.
French
Yeah,
class.
yeah,
But it was my car.
and I did buy my first mom car when I was 19, and it was a GMC Envoy. Ugh, I miss that car.
You had that for a minute.
I had to get rid of it.
How many cars did you say you had?
It's like
I had the
right
purple
past
car, the
police
blue
post.
car, a Taurus,
Oh!
Envoy, and then we
The
got
metal
the
plates.
Yukon. And then now we have the truck, so 6. I only had 4 before we got our Yukon together.
I had Bessie, and then I drove my dad's work van, that big ass green, like, man
Wait.
work van.
Push
And
the
it's like, it was such a man van, and I'm just like, little gay boy. I'm gay, by the way, can you tell? I was driving that big ass van, and like, I literally did like the swerving thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they do in
like
Fast and the
drifting.
Yeah, drifting. I literally drifted in a big ass
You went-
green work van. I'm surprised I didn't flip them.
That's sketch.
That's
I know.
What van? The one that the plumbers drive around now?
Plumber.
Yeah.
No, it's like, it's been out of commission for years. Now I'm driving a white soccer mom minivan thing.
I have nothing against vans.
It's a
You can ask my
caravan,
wife.
but it's
I
a
love
newer
vans.
one, boxy one.
He wants a minivan, and I want to light the minivans on fire.
When I get a new vehicle, you can light mine on fire.
This
Oh,
person,
fun.
this person we used to work with had this like retro minivan, and then on the back it had a bumper sticker that had a picture of the retro minivan that said "Never say never."
Up here, it's not worth it to get a minivan because the roads are such. I need 4-wheel
It's
drive.
not.
I
It's
need the
horrible.
option to have
How
4-wheel
do you get
drive.
around?
No, it's scared. It's sketchy going down to Walmart with my van. It's just, the tires are not okay.
I am not.
Like, it's just like the last time it rained before it snowed, like, I literally hydroplaned and I'm, oh my god.
Such a gay man.
I mean, I asked him just like, are these tires good for winter? And he's like, yeah.
They're probably
And then
awesome.
I like almost die every day going to Walmart.
I teach Addie to drive like now, so if you guys get stuck, she can
Okay.
back out, so then you guys can push.
Dude, I was driving by 12.
Really?
Mhm.
I
My
learned
parents wouldn't let me.
14.
I was pretty young.
yeah. I think I was 15.
My
16.
dad, I remember sitting on my dad's lap at like 10 or 11 and steering, and I remember him having to yank the wheel out of my hands because I was driving straight into a tree.
Perfect.
You didn't
I
know.
remember my dad would always let us sit on his lap in the church parking lot. I'd always be steering. But
Church.
We would just.
ew.
Yeah, we grew up going to church like
4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Minimally.
Ugh.
So when we were younger, me and Davey, my brother, we would, I don't know, we had to be like 14. We had to be like 14 years old or something. It was like, we were at our mom's house, but my dad was out doing whatever. He moved full time with our mom. He was living his own life, doing his own thing, and he had his work van. And my dad lives out of his work van. Like, he does not get out of his work van. He drives in that thing 24/7. And so his vehicle was there, and like I started driving really young, like yous, but my parents didn't give a so like I would jump in their vehicles or steal their vehicles. Me and my brother would roll their van. We'd roll our Ma's van down the road at like midnight. We'd run outside and push it down the road and jump in it and drive it away and go party and stuff. And we were young, 14.
Wild.
And then, like I said, so my dad, basically where I started, my dad was out doing his own thing because we lived with our ma. So he left his car there that he had when we lived with him. And we just went over there and took it and brought it to our ma's. And that was our vehicle. And my dad, he didn't even say a word. He just, okay. Kept it insured and everything. And me and Davey drove that thing until we were 16.
I do think like your experience is very normal up here though. Where people like learn to drive like when you're super young. Your parents like want you to learn how to drive. Like
So
my parents pushed me too
Should.
because they should. Like my parents pushed me to drive so then I could like drive myself to work, so I could drive myself to college or like to school. Cuz again, everything is so far away. So it's like if you need to go somewhere and you don't have a license, you rely on somebody else to do it.
I grew up where my mom was like, you have to have money to get a license and to pay insurance and blah blah blah. But then there was there was no jobs where you could get money to get a license and shit.
Yeah, that's what's rough too, is it's such a small area, like Danny was saying earlier, if you don't know somebody or have an in at a certain job, like you're gonna get a basic
Especially when
job.
you're under 18.
Well, one big thing too though is our town, like the main like town where we all grew up, literally only has Burger King and Subway. That's the only like quick fast restaurants like around.
Right, and then
Other
there's,
than
like,
gas stations.
There's a grocery store, a couple gas stations, and like
Bless you.
Dollar General.
Yeah, there's some dollar, but so it's like it's not a huge variety of places for people to work. There also is only one thing that is 24 hours in the vicinity of at least like, bless you, 30 minutes, and it's just one gas station. We have everything closes at like 10
There
o'clock.
used to be a grocery store,
But then they changed ownership.
which is wild because when we would go at like 3 in the morning because we work overnights, there would be a lot of people there.
Yeah, because again, this is like a college area too. So there's like a ton of college kids, other people who worked overnights.
There would always be a line, like 10 plus people in line whenever we went, but for whatever reason they stopped doing 24 hours.
And then Walmart used to be 24
Right.
hours
Yeah, but then
before
COVID.
At least Taco Bell's open until 2.
That's the only thing that matters.
See, I got lucky. Like with my dad, he forced me. I mean, I was happy to get a driver's license, but I was also like the most paranoid person, so I wouldn't, or anxious person, I guess.
Carbs on carbs on carbs.
So I wouldn't drive. Like, it took me forever to be comfortable driving in new areas. But he was like, you're getting your driver's license at 16 because you need the freedom to
Yeah.
be a teenager. And then, like, for money, like, it was, I never needed a
Come on,
job.
big boy.
If I needed gas money, I just went to his house. Babe!
Sorry.
I'm just gonna throw this in here because I'm not gonna dive into this podcast, but like I lived in Chicago for 9 years, and I was carjacked at one point. So like I'm definitely gonna talk about that on the podcast. But that was a
Cindy,
very
go!
interesting. Cindy.
I was in Chicago
Everybody take a
for
shot.
a year and a half, give or take. And I also wasn't carjacked, but I did have stuff stole out of my car. Gotta love
And
it.
I lived in
Not
Lansing.
like, you know,
I lived in Lansing for a year. And one time a homeless guy
City
followed me
life.
into my apartment.
the city life. Like,
I
Yeah, it's so
lived-
different.
No, I lived in Minneapolis for just 1 month with my cousin, and I asked her to take me to Taco Bell. And she was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you sure you want the nearest Taco Bell?" I'm like, "I just want Taco Bell." She brought me to it, and it's in like the sketchiest area of where I was living. And when I came out with my food, a homeless guy was like, "I'll trade you some for that Taco Bell." And I'm just like, "No thanks." And then I ran into my cousin's car. I'm like, "Drive, get the hell out of here."
Why would she do
scary.
that?
I know.
Would you still have gone had you known that it was that sketchy?
Yes.
Yeah.
We used to live in this apartment in our small town, and the maintenance man stole he came into our house to do our apartment to do like an inspection or fix something. I don't remember.
Maintenance, yeah.
To do maintenance, and he stole all the quarters out of my daughter's savings jar. And then
Like, how much in quarters was it?
Oh, it was like $60.
60.
How are you walking out of the apartment with pockets full of change?
I got a pocket full of
Quarters.
$60 a quarter.
Then when we were in Washington, so we went to Washington for a couple months when we first started dating, and we went to a pick and pull, which is what they call, like, it's like a junkyard, but they have all these cars propped up on bricks,
Go.
and you can like you take your own tools and you can like get whatever part you need.
If they don't know about it, they should know about it.
Yeah, pick and pulls are really cool because they have all of their cars just lined up, like ready to be stripped for whatever parts you need for your car. So we needed a AC condenser, I think. Compressor. Sorry, I don't know cars.
More or less just.
You're just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Anyway,
Sexist.
so we go there with his friend's sister. And we
What
go
do you mean?
in, like, we took all of our stuff out of the car because it was, like, not a great part of town. And somebody broke into his friend's sister's car and took her lunchbox. They thought it was a
It
purse.
was weird. We took two vehicles, right? Two vehicles with the other vehicle. Within the time us getting, I don't even know if we got in there. We might have been just about to get checked in to go
Well,
in.
there was all those guys standing in the parking lot. We were all a little bit like,
They broke the window and tried to steal
they stole her
the
lunchbox.
lunchbox.
Wait,
Wow.
like, punched the window out?
Yeah, they shattered the window.
Shattered the
Damn,
window
what the
and
hell?
Legitimate, like, busted the window out, like,
Wow.
you know, straight robbery.
Yeah.
Maybe they were hungry. They just wanted the lunch.
No, they
They
found
thought
the
it was a
lunchbox
purse.
down the road.
Yeah, they threw it out the window.
They probably, like, looked in the window and were like, ooh, a purse. Punch.
Yeah.
run.
It was crazy, though, because I almost left my purse in the car. I was like, oh, I'll just tuck it under the seat. And I'm like, no, I better not.
Intuition.
Because again, right, and we're from a small town where like we let her.
We don't lock our car doors. Like,
But like I leave my car running and run in the store here. Like, and that took a while after Chicago. But like when I like will leave my car running, especially if we have our dogs. Like when it was -30 2 weeks ago, like we're gonna have the car running, and like I'm not like you could leave most things in your car and it will be fine overnight. Like where we live, like I wouldn't leave our car
No.
unlocked.
I don't lock mine.
Like
No,
My
yeah.
neighborhood is so quiet.
Yeah,
and,
yours-
like there's like no one up there.
Like-
I have never ever gotten the urge to break into somebody's car.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that wraps up our first episode. Thank you for chilling with us on What Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you're notified every time we post, and share this video with your friends. We'll be here for you every week.
What?
And cut.
Hell yeah.
Okay, y'all.
We did it!
Wow.
First.